This is the book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 11, and it reads, Thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Wakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the 4 corners of the earth, that be likened to the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayashar Barazal from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying for the elect nation of the body of Israel. All right. As I was going through my introduction, I have a medical disclaimer on the screen. Take a few more seconds to read that. I'm going to be bringing up some issues and don't want to have any, strikes on my page. All right. And then because I will be using a clip, I have a copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. All right. And before I get into the clip here, it's just give you a heads up. It's about this new male birth control called Adam, and it's like the scriptures tell us. Let me get this in 2 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. And it reads, 2 Corinthians 2:11, bear with me. And it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And speaking of devices, this new male contraception out is called Adam. Well, as I said in the opening scripture, his wrath is torn perpetually. He's never cast off any pity. That's with Esau, Edom, and how he feels about Jacob. He's literally has been trying to get rid of us since the beginning, going all the way back to when the blessings were issued in Genesis 27-41, where he was talking about the days of his father Isaac are at hand, meaning Isaac was close to death. And when Isaac passed away, that he was going to slay his brother Jacob. You slay Jacob, there's no 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, but with this device that I'm going to be talking about here, it goes all the way back to Adam. And, even though we know now that, this has been declared the year of Jacob's trouble, 2024, okay? And, we know that he's coming down with great wrath, according to Revelations 12 and 12. That's not going to stop, both, literally and figuratively. And, he's doing it both ways with this new male contraceptive calling it Adam. And, people need to really understand, how that's where we go all the way back to Adam. Okay, and if you want to stop Adam from, calling it Adam, is really saying, what you're doing to Israel today is having them to constantly go against the law, statutes, and commandments that were set forth, as I will prove with the first command given to Adam. But here's the first clip.
This is the wall everyone can agree needs to be built. That is sperm on one side and a hydrogel birth control on the other. Okay, this is the sperm tube, the vas deferens. Normally a testicle would be up here. These are swimming through here to go and cause trouble. Adam works as a cork. It is injected from the outside through the scrotum. No surgery required. And we even get some anesthesia. Remember, if you're getting an IUD, just have them treat you like a man because we get all the good pain relief. Anyway, this goes in here and it completely shuts down the system. The sperms stay on that side. They will naturally degrade over time. This lasts about 2 years and then the hydrogel starts to break down. And so if you'd want to continue, you would have to go in and get it done again. But again, minimally invasive. I cannot drive that point home hard enough. Okay. And this is always easier for men. This is why vasectomy is easier for men as well. Our tubes hang on the outside of us. Whereas if you're female, they're inside you. This is the wall everywhere.
All right. Ironically, there's an Edomite discussing that. But here's an article on it. Again, I'm not going to go into it, so I won't be accused of medical misinformation. Here are the key takeaways from the article that I'm going to list in the description box. All right, but you can see that it is indeed called Adam. Okay. All right, it is indeed called Adam, and it's to keep like I said, there's a reason why they're calling it that, and it kind of ties into why they overturned Roe versus Wade. You got books out called The Birth Dearth, where their numbers are declining, and ours are continually increasing. Okay, it's not so much about control for them. It's control of us. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to Genesis chapter 1 and start at verse 26, and it reads, "And the Elohim said," and that's what God translates back to in the Hebrew. Elohim meaning the rulers and judges, the powers. Okay, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." Verse 27. So the powers, okay, well, Elohim created man in his own image. In the image, the powers created he him, male and female created he them. And the powers blessed them and the powers said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." So, okay, let's get this broken down. When it says our image, that's the a law and order that was given to man, and that man is Adam, and it follows the entire seed line from the Adamites to the sons of God to the Israelites today. All right, and I'm going to show you that. But he said, "In our image," okay, and we know the laws of heaven are the same as the laws were supposed to be the laws on earth. Right now, we're not in rulership and we're in captivity. But we know Matthew 6:10 says, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." All right, as it is in heaven. So the rules of heaven are supposed to be governing the rules of earth right now, but the chosen people are not in rulership. Okay, and that's the image of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, but that first command was to be fruitful and to multiply. Now, with the procedure, I just showed you, that's cutting that off. Okay, once again, getting the descendants of Adam, who are your Israelites today, to be going against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, to be breaking the law. Okay, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Okay, you can't do that if you follow that procedure. Okay, and they have always done this through their wickedness. You have those, and you have that that pseudoscience. What they try to do, physicians of no value with their pharmakia and witchcraft, always trying to get Jake to go off. Okay, and we know this is geared towards Jake because, like I said before, the overturning of Roe versus Wade was to stop them from having so many unaliving of their fetuses. Okay, because they know that Jake is a lot bigger than a lot larger in multitude than what they're leading on to be. There's no way with the mass unaliving of us they've done throughout the centuries, throughout the years, that we have remained a constant 12% of the population. You know, it's just not. It's just not. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, because they surely have not passed at the rate that we have, even to this day. You just had those 215 bodies found behind the Jackson police station. Okay, and if it's going on there, it's going on other places like that. All right, but here again, that's what they're doing with their witchcraft. He called it Adam. Of all of names that they could have called it, they called it Adam. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to prove to you that he was talking about Adam in Genesis 1. Let's go to Genesis 2. I'm going to go to verse 7 and then 19 to get to the point. All right. And it reads, and the Lord and Slakia and Yahweh our power formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And Yahweh our power planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Okay, so when you go back to that Genesis 1, created in the image, okay, here that law and order that went into Adam was that breath of life. Okay, all right, and like I said, I'm going to prove to you that it was Adam. Skipping down to verse 19, all right, and it reads, and out of the ground Yahweh our power formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. All right. So, that once again is proven it was Adam. All right. And that law and order, once again, that was put into him was that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law. Okay. And we can get that what that breath of life into his nostrils was in the wisdom of Solomon 7 verses 24 and 25. All right, and it reads, for wisdom is more moving than any motion, she passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. Okay, so at this time we know that Adam was pure, he was undefiled, he was without sin, okay, when he was created. All right, verse 25, for she is the breath of power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defile things, Lakia. Let me read that again. For she is the breath of power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. Okay? No defiled thing fall into her. And once again, at that point, Adam was pure. He was all good. All right? Like I said, can no defiled thing fall into her? We know Wisdom of Solomon 4 says, let me just get that, 1 and 4. So I won't butcher it, okay? And it reads, "For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject to sin." So here we know that Adam was pure and without sin at the time that the Lord breathed that into his nostrils. Okay, and how do we breathe into someone's nostrils? Like it's always said, we have to literally put ourselves into the scriptures. If I'm going to breathe into someone's nostrils, what do? I use my mouth. This is Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 6. And it reads, "For Yahweh Bashem Yahushai giveth wisdom. Out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding." All right, so there we go right there. So we now know that this is Adam, okay? But what I was getting at is that they want to, still to this day, want to cut off the nation of Israel. They know what's coming, all right? They know that we will be in rulership next, okay? These people know, and we know that certain elite families have taken over the American Medical Association. I did a video on that, and they took it down and struck my page. When you proved how he did it, okay, and this is one of their things. They truly want to get rid of Jake. If I and that's because they know what's coming. Okay, they know that we will be in rulership next. All right, I was listening to an old video by our beloved Apostle Gabar, and I'm trying to remember. It was either the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers doing some interview. I forget who it was. If a brother can remember that interview, please put it in the comment box. But it was one of them said, "We know God hates us, and we hate Him." Okay, so they know who they are. Okay, they know exactly who they are, and they know exactly who we are. That's why they're calling this thing Adam. Okay, and we know that the lineage, the line was chosen from Adam. You can get that lineage of Yahushai back to Adam in Luke chapter 3 verses 23 through 38. But I'm going to show you here in general. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 8 and 9. Okay. "When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel." Okay. So when those beasts of the field were all created, that was all the nations at the same time. The Lord just he selected a select line from that time. Okay. So when you have these wicked jakes talking about if Adam and Eve were the only two people on earth, how did Cain go to the land of Nod and find a wife? Well, there were other people created at the same time. Okay, other people created at the same time, and that's another video, but they were there. Okay, it's telling you right here. All right, verse 9: "For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance." And we know, according to Genesis 32 as well as 35, Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Okay, so here we have it, straightforward, from Adam unto Israel. And I'll back this up. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6, and starting at verse 54. And it reads, "And after these, Adam also, who thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all." Okay, there we go. Everyone was called the Adamites. You get that in Genesis 5. These are the generations of Adam, but it stuck to us. Okay, the line stuck with Adam all the way to the nation of Israel. Okay, starting back at the top, 2 Ezra 6 and 54. "And after these, Adam also, who thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and also whom thou hast chosen. Okay, who are the chosen people? Plenty of scriptures. Abraham, from the promise, and went from Abraham to Isaac unto Jacob. Jacob is the chosen people. Okay, let me just back that up. This is the book of Isaiah. I'll come back to that. Isaiah 41, I believe 41 and 8. 41 and 8. Yes. And it reads, But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, Slakia, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Okay? Jacob is the chosen, or Israel is the chosen. All right? So back to 2nd Ezra to finish that off. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, 54. Okay? Start back at the top. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So we were Lord over everything. So we were the rulers in the beginning when Adam was created. And that's going to happen again. All right? When the Lord is coming back, to save his remnant. All right? Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made the world for our sakes. All right? The world was ours until we lost it. Okay? Because of our transgressions against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, serving other gods. Okay? Verse 56. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, once again proving they were there at the same time. Okay? Thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So those other nations, you get the table of nations in Genesis 10. Okay? It's the 18 nations. The other 17 don't mean anything to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Don't mean a thing to him. But, and here again, it was always about us. It was always about us. About cutting Jake off forever. Okay? And that was mostly, we were in a bunch of captivities up to this point. But Esau, Edom has been the absolute worst, and still is continually the absolute worst to Jake. Okay? And some Jake just don't want to get it, don't want to wake up, and they're going to perish because they've taken counsel of those other than Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and he knew, he knows the Lord doesn't respect him. Esau, Edom doesn't. So what's Esau, Edom going to do? He's going to try to get rid of Jacob. The apple of his eye. And one way to do that is to stop us from, being fruitful and multiplying with this pseudoscience he's come up with, this contraceptive. Of all things they could have named it Adam. Of all things. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying for the body. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah. Shalom.